The purpose of the faith-based initiative on foster care and adoption is to build partnerships throughout Michigan between public and private agencies and faith-based community leaders, families, individuals, and groups to specifically focus on the needs of foster care and adoption.
The faith community plays a huge role when it comes to foster care and adoption. We have to understand that the state has the responsibility of helping to provide safety and security for these children until they find forever families. But it's not the state's responsibility to raise children. Families raise children. And so the faith-based community is able to come alongside to, number one, encourage those within their own congregations who have a heart to foster and adopt.
Faith-based organizations have a different kind of drive than many other organizations would have. We're not interested in great gain. We're not interested in recognition. We're interested in compassionate care, in serving, in helping meet the needs of those who are the most needy in our society.
I believe that all of us are called in some way to impact the life of a child in need, a child in foster care, a child who needs to be adopted. And if you're not the one who's going to be adopting a child, then you should support someone who is called to adopt a child. So whether that means financially help out with a fund to help with children or whatever the case may be, all of us are called to help out.
It takes an entire community to help bring awareness to the needs of foster care and adoption here in Michigan.
There are many people in our pews who have a heart to be foster parents or adoptive parents, and we can come alongside of them and really cheer them on and resource them. But the beautiful thing about the faith-based community is that when a family within a church adopts a child or fosters a child, that child's not just getting parents. They're not just getting a home, they're getting an entire community. Extended aunts and uncles, friends. And that's really what our children need. We all know the village concept. It takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes parents to raise a child, but it also takes that extended support network. And that's really what the faith-based community can do. The state has a sense of stewardship, but we have a sense of ownership. Our responsibility as a faith-based community is to say, these are God's children, and we need to come alongside to make sure that their future is bright.
Many faith community leaders have determined a clear vision to support children in foster care and the children waiting to be adopted.
Embrace. We have 3 goals. Our goal is to embrace the children through foster care and adoption, embrace the family through support and services, and to embrace the future by mentoring children that are going to age out of the foster care system without a family of their own.
Children need stable, loving homes. But they also need mentors, they need friends, they need a listening ear. They're just like any other child. And as churches, as individuals who really have a heart for this, we need to come along the side of these children and say, what can I do to help you to fulfill your God-given calling and mission? Maybe it's being a mentor, a listening ear. Maybe it's helping them to get into college and fulfill an aspiration for education or career. Or maybe it's just saying to them, if you ever need someone, just know that I'm here and that I have your back. And I believe that those are things that we can do. Most of these children, especially those who are in the foster care system, who have bounced from home to home, oftentimes they're traveling without anything that belongs to them. So if we can come alongside to be able to give gifts at Christmas time or remember birthdays, that's a special thing for a child who hasn't had a birthday party or maybe hasn't celebrated Christmas with a family. I just think that the opportunities are boundless. And if we just use our creativity, we can think of a million ways we can help these awesome kids.
I started to pray about, is there something that I should be doing regarding the need within the state of Michigan pertaining to foster care? And as I did that, I really felt compelled to start where I was at. With being a new mom and with the responsibilities of the church, I was feeling like, while I may want to get involved in this, how would there ever be time? And so as I prayed about it, I really felt the Lord just really direct me to say, start where you're at. We had been doing a Christmas project in the city of Detroit for many years. And I thought, we could invite foster children on our campus and supply Christmas presents for them. And so as I contacted Trina, she said, why not? And so we partnered with Mayor and we ran a website where foster parents could go register the kids, register what they wanted as far as gifts, and then I recruited workers on site at our church, and we just began to dream about what the party would look like, and it all just took shape and form in a really unique way, and it just became something that I won't say was easy, but yet it was. You know, there was a lot of work, but it just fit in with what we were already doing.
There's so much we can do to support children who are in foster care. Kids who are in foster care, they need things. They need things that are simple things. They need big, important things, things such as backpacks and school supplies. Many churches, our churches, have done that, where we have taken up school supply drives to be able to give backpacks to kids. We've had fun days for kids who are in foster care, just to come and have fun and for us to just love on them, not asking them for anything, but just to have fun. Older kids, they need people who can come alongside of them and be present at graduation, be present when it comes to prom and the senior fees and all of those kinds of things. They need that stability in their lives. And so I like to call them grandparents too. You know, there are people who say, I'm too old to adopt, I'm too old to be a foster parent maybe, but I want to come alongside and kind of be a grandparent, you know, just kind of that place to come and have Thanksgiving dinner every year when you've aged out of the system. There's so much that we can do for kids who are in foster care. The biggest thing is for us to decide to do something. And every church, I don't care how big or how small your church is, there's something that you can do to be able to bless kids who are in foster care.
There's so much rich theology surrounding adoption and orphan care ministry. So this isn't a concept that just comes to us by way of the state, but this is really something that comes to us by way of God's words.
As far as what I would do as a pastor to encourage them, if someone was saying to me, should I not adopt or foster care a child, I would very much be encouraging to them. And there are a lot of resources at our local church in which people would come alongside them to encourage them and assist them. I remember when Bishop Blake was speaking, he talked about the importance of the family as a church to adopt, not simply seeing one family all by themselves to foster care or to eventually to adopt a child, that it becomes a ministry of the local church to do that and support them. So there are a lot of options which we could explore with a family.
But more where we can just really care for people, hopefully in the role that Dr. McCarty and I play, to be able to encourage those in our churches to give a very serious look at the possibility of becoming involved in foster care.
Victor Hugo said, "There's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come." It's time.
We hope you'll partner with the Michigan Department of Human Services to increase faith-based and community awareness of the need for foster and adoptive families for siblings, older children, and special needs children. You can also support families throughout the foster and adoption process to help retain and maintain healthy, successful foster and adoptive families. You can promote and recruit families for specific children waiting to be adopted, conduct informational meetings, trainings, announcements, events, and small group discussions to encourage interested families and individuals to foster and adopt. For more information, visit www.michigan.gov/